She couldn't see the world, but she could feel its weight pressing on her small shoulders. Maya was 7 years old, blind since birth, and had only her mother to guide her through a life that had already been unbearably harsh. Her mother, Elena, was young but broken by poverty. Every day was a struggle. Food was scarce, bills stacked like bricks on her chest, and hope seemed like a story told to other people, not to her. One winter evening, with the streets drowned in snow and hunger gnawing at them like wolves, Elena made a choice that would shatter her heart forever. She walked Maya to the gates of a mansion, a sprawling estate that seemed to swallow the darkness with its golden lights. The house belonged to Victor Hale, a billionaire CEO, known in the city as ruthless, ambitious, and untouchable. People whispered that he had everything a man could want, yet he was colder than stone. When Elena knocked at the massive iron door, Victor himself opened it. His presence filled the air like a storm. Tall, severe, his suit pressed so sharply it looked like armor. He looked at the frail woman and the blind child at her side with the impatience of a man too busy for trivial interruptions. "My name is Elena," she stammered, clutching Maya's hand. "Please, she deserves a chance. I can't feed her anymore. Take her. She's blind, but she's bright. She'll never be a burden, I swear. Just don't let her starve." Victor's eyes narrowed. He was about to slam the door shut. But then Maya, clutching her tiny stuffed bear, tilted her head toward his voice. "Sir," she said softly. "Is that your house? It sounds warm." For reasons Victor couldn't explain, he hesitated. Something in the innocence of her voice cracked the ice around him. Against his better judgment, he stepped aside. "Fine, she can stay. But don't expect kindness from me. I don't do that." Elena fell to her knees in gratitude, tears cutting through the dirt on her face. She kissed Maya's forehead, whispered a trembling goodbye, and disappeared into the night, leaving her daughter behind. Maya clutched her bear tighter. She didn't cry, she only whispered, "It smells like roses here." Victor didn't answer. He only turned, expecting her to follow. Victor had never lived with anyone in his mansion. He believed in control, efficiency, and silence. But Maya didn't understand silence. She filled the rooms with questions, laughter, and soft humming. "Why does your voice echo in the hallways? Do you ever get lonely in such a big house? Can you describe the sunset to me?" At first, Victor ignored her. He told the staff to keep her occupied, to make sure she didn't get in his way. Yet every evening, when he returned from work, there she was, waiting by the door, listening for his footsteps. One night, exhausted from a boardroom war, Victor snapped, "Why are you always here, child?" Maya tilted her head. "Because I can hear your sadness." Those words hit him harder than any rival ever had. Days became weeks. Slowly, Maya's presence began to alter the rhythm of the mansion. She insisted on having dinner with Victor, even when he said he had no time. She asked for stories before bed, and when he refused, she told him stories. About how she imagined colors, about dreams where she could run, about angels who whispered in the dark. One stormy night, a blackout swept through the city. The mansion lost power, and Victor, fumbling with candles, cursed the outage. Maya, sitting calmly in the dark, giggled. "You see, now you live in my world," she said. "It's not so scary, is it?" For the first time in years, Victor laughed. A real laugh, unguarded, echoing against the cold walls. But shadows don't vanish so easily. Elena, Maya's mother, reappeared months later. She was thinner, desperate, her eyes restless. She demanded to see Victor. "You took her in, but she's mine," Elena said, trembling. "I want her back. Or, I want money. Enough to fix my life." "You can afford it." Victor's jaw clenched. He had no patience for extortion. But Maya overheard the argument. "Mom," she whispered, reaching out blindly toward the familiar voice. Elena froze. Tears flooded her eyes. She hadn't expected her daughter to recognize her, to still call her Mom, after being abandoned. I just wanted a better life for you," Elena sobbed. Victor looked between them. For once, he felt powerless. He had money, power, influence, but none of it could heal the fracture in front of him. The turning point came weeks later. Maya collapsed during breakfast. Doctors rushed in, diagnosing her with a condition that, untreated, could rob her of even the little independence she had. Surgery was possible, but it was expensive and risky. Victor, without hesitation, signed the papers. "Do it," he ordered. Maya held his hand in the hospital. "Are you scared?" he asked. "No," she whispered. "Because you're here." The words shattered him. Nobody had ever trusted him like that. Not his business partners, not his so-called friends. But this blind little girl, who owed him nothing, believed in him completely. The surgery was long. Victor paced the halls like a caged lion, his usually calm demeanor broken. He realized then that Maya had become more than a responsibility. She had become his family. When the doctors finally emerged with cautious smiles, Victor nearly collapsed with relief. Maya would recover. Weeks later, when she returned home, she told him, "You know, I think I can see a little bit of light now." Just a tiny spark. Victor's throat tightened. That's enough. Sometimes, a spark is all you need. The mansion changed after that. No longer silent, it rang with laughter, music, even the scent of cookies when Maya insisted on baking with the kitchen staff. And Victor, the man once known as ruthless and unfeeling, found himself kneeling on the floor, helping her paint with her fingers, listening to her describe the colors she couldn't yet see. The world outside still saw him as a cold billionaire. But inside his home, he was just Mr. Victor, the man who read bedtime stories and learned to laugh again. Elena visited occasionally, and though her relationship with Maya remained fragile, Victor ensured she was never left in the shadows. He gave Elena work in one of his foundations, helping her rebuild her dignity. One evening, months later, as the sun set in brilliant shades of orange and gold, Victor sat on the balcony with Maya beside him. She turned her face toward the warmth, eyes wide. "I think I can see it," she whispered. "It's blurry, but I can see the sunset." Victor swallowed hard, his vision blurred with tears he didn't bother to hide. "You've given me more than I could ever give you," he said quietly. "You taught me how to see again too." Maya reached out, placing her tiny hand over his. "Then we both learned to see." The golden light washed over them, soft and endless, as if the universe itself was bearing witness to a miracle.